Hey everybody out there, my name is Dragnix, and this is Gran Vitreous, $4.99 based on the Desura store page. It's come out on Steam today though, and this is my first impressions. Before I begin though, want to make sure you guys know that I obtained this key from the developer. I reached out to them, said I wanted to cover their game. In exchange, they gave me a key for the coverage of their game. Now, all these opinions that I have are completely mine. I will point out some of the goods and bads regarding the game. I do like the game, although there is a lot of room for improvement. So let's get right into it. Alright, we're going to start off right away into going into the actual gameplay at this point. Now, you can choose a sector to start playing at. It's based off the level in question. Now, each level has a bunch of zones in it, and you have to get to the end of the sector in order to beat it. Now, you can boost through the sector by paying some credits, the money that you earn within the zones and sector in question. So I'm going to boost through the start of this sector about a fourth of the way. I think I'm about level 12 at this point, so that's a good starting point. Now, before you begin each zone, you will have a couple of choices. In this case, I only have one choice. Okay, fine. So each zone is randomly generated in terms of a couple of attributes and a mission type. So for example, I have to beat the mothership in this portion. The zone size is a little bit bigger, the enemy size is increased, and the enemy count is also increased. This can be a variety of things, including some stuff that can affect you. You could have unlimited secondary ammo, you could have unlimited, super ammo at this point. You could have, unlimited utility at that point. But the idea here is that this is the randomly generated portion of the game. So let's go right into it. Alright, so basic controls are the keyboard WASD, and you fire using the mouse. Now, you can play with a controller, but I found it easier with the mouse and keyboard, and I'm going to tell you why in a little bit. Now, as you see, enemies spawn, and there are a variety of enemies, as you can see. Now, I do have a couple of advantages at my disposal. First of all, I'm using my primary weapon right now, but I can have up to 4 primary weapons at a time. So, for example, I can switch to a Gatling gun or a particle cannon. These are all things that I can pick up in the world based off of drops, like those items that I just picked up. Or a laser. Beyond those weapons, I have secondary weapons and super weapons. Let me find the mothership here. I actually need to do something with the mothership here, because that's the whole mission. Alright. Secondary weapon is dependent on your equipment again. I've got a barrage of cluster missiles here. Does a reasonable amount of damage. I also have a super weapon. See that huge explosion portion? That was a super weapon. Now those are limited in numbers in terms of, on the top left of the screen you'll see the nuclear logo there. That is the super weapon, and then the missiles, which are the regular secondary weapons. So I've beaten them, and then I'll warp out of here. Gotta dodge these guys and make sure I don't die. Alright, simple enough. Now, every mission you will be timed, enemies killed, experience gained, items found, credits. There's always a bonus objective. I do wish that the bonus objective would just stay up in the mission in question. I wish there was an option for that, because sometimes I don't notice it until the start of the match and then forget exactly what's going on. I wish I could be reminded of that. That's a personal opinion. That is personal to me. I'll also learn a little bit of credits here. Because I'm so far along, I don't think the experience or anything else is going to make a difference here. Alright, I have a choice between level 7 zone and level 8 zone. I'm going to go with the infinite super ammo zone because that just sounds fun. Because I can just do this all the time. Alright, there we go. Now, you'll notice the little cross here. That's me firing it at a specific place. What was really awkward with the controller controls is the fact that you would use the right bumper, but the thing is that in terms of the mouse placement, it was really hard. You couldn't actually aim it in terms of like a location on the screen. It was just a set distance, which was problematic in terms of really using it well. And with the mouse, you seemingly have that option a lot more to your advantage at that point in terms of being able to actually accurately fire with it. I don't know how well else they could have done it given the controls of the keyboard and mouse. I prefer the keyboard and mouse in this game, however. So keep that in mind. All right, we're going to warp again out of here. On to the next part of the mission. Let's see what we got here. Well, I didn't unlock another part of it, so I guess I'm gonna have to go to the next one. Now, I can Blitz, which is basically going through each possible zone and just in rapid order, but I found that it sort of randomly tries to determine which one to go to, and it's just better to have the control on it at this point. Okay, don't take damage. I don't do well on these. I'm just gonna tell you right now. Now, one of the good things about the game, and something that I didn't really notice at first, because at first you're seeing that I'm getting sort of swarmed here. Like, there are a lot of enemies on screen coming right at me at times. Now, at first, it really was problematic. Like, I was getting my butt handed to me, and I was wondering, how the hell am I supposed to deal with it? However, once I started looking at the weapons and everything like that, then I realized where the strengths of the game lie. The fact of the matter is that using one weapon in any situation is not a good idea. The idea here is that you have a bunch of weapons at your advantage to use their strengths. This short portion, this short stream, is good for small enemies that are right next to me in terms of like swarms. The laser is good for big enemies that are, you know, next to me but are able to be, you know, sort of slow and methodical at that point. If I want to go ranged, I'm going to use my third weapon. Now, again, you can customize the weapons in question, so keep that in mind because that makes a huge difference. If you want to play very, very close, go right ahead. If you want to play very, you know, far away, you can do that. Far away is harder because the enemies are seemingly a little bit faster than you, but it can be done. One way it can be done is that the fact that your utility option. Your utility is a space bar, and for me right now that is a boost. So that does recharge over time, so keep that in mind. If you rapidly use it, you're going to find yourself that you're not going to have it when you need it. Now in the top left hand corner of the screen are 3 bars. One of them is a shield bar, one of them is a hollow bar, and one of them is your secondary bar. I'm being drawn into those things, so I think I need my Gatling gun here because there's just too many enemies here. I'm in trouble. Use my super. Your shield will regenerate over time. Your hull will not. You will find power-ups once in a while, though, to really take advantage of your hull, though. So, there we go. That one's down. Oh, it's self-destructed. Whoopsies. There we go. I think that's a hull. Yep. I do wish there were a little bit more paid attention. I think this location for the actual life bar and everything is a bad location. I would prefer it down here or in the middle where it's a little bit easier to see. If you're looking all the way over here, it's gonna be taking your attention away from the action in question, which is a little bit problematic in my opinion. Let's see, danger zone, and I'm not gonna try to pronounce that. All right, let's go with that. Now there is a multiplier, so keep killing, keep damaging things, and you will be able to deal with the multiplier. Oh geez, there are a lot of enemies there. Now there are times where, yeah, you're gonna feel overwhelmed, that's for sure. Like here, yeah, I'm feeling overwhelmed. One of the problems I saw with the game is, in terms of its aesthetic, is the fact that it's sometimes really hard to see what's going on with everything going on screen. There's a lot of colors and not everything stands out. In particular, my mouse, like, it's getting just really hard to see where my mouse pointer is with all these enemies on screen. Can you see it? Right now, it's in the middle of them, but right now, I'm having real problems with it. So, if I need to, like, reference it again, I'm gonna run into a problem. Okay, come on. There we go. Now, I will give the game variety. The fact is you're just basically killing things, but it does a good job of, you know, mixing up enemy types as you know, get further and further. You have enemies that will pull you in terms of gravity, enemies that will sort of, you know, wander a little bit, but, you know, will be a problem over time. You got enemies that, you know, will go right at you and attempt to, you know, really do a lot of damage to you. Fire rate double there. Cool. Okay. Boom. So the idea here is keep on going, keep on finding items, keep on finding credits until you either die or, you know, decide to get out of it at this point. There are overall bonus objectives in each run. So, for example, I got 106 super weapon kills. That's going to give me a bonus at this point. There will also be shops that you can buy some more lives at or some more super ammo at within this portion of the game. Now, I'm trying to get all the way over here. See? So there is a lot of area to cover. Again, You can boost yourself. The levels do get harder and harder as you go along, as I showed you before. So it's a good mix of variety and focal gameplay. Now, I see some aspects of the game being problematic, like the visuals. The visuals there, again, really hard to see. I wish there were some better neon uses in terms of glow mechanics to try to help out a person who's trying to see everything on screen. All right, let's show you a little bit of the RPG elements. All right, before every mission, you have the choice of, you know, upgrading, doing a bunch of things with your ship. So the first thing is always the hangar. So you can pick up equipment as you go along. So for example, I've got a level 7 wear hull. They'll have certain attributes to it. Like for example, this one has more health and I find more items with it, which is always nice. I always love those kind of items in games like this. Now, here is a bunch of inventory. I can like increase my shield right now using the level 13 item. It's got a lot more hull health at this point. I'm gonna keep this because of the item find though. Now you can mark these items as junk. I do wish there was a mark everything as junk, because if you can't find the item you want, then it's just a lot easier. Let's see, main. Oh, I got a new, it's a little bit lower level though. Now again, you have 4 alternate weapons as you see here. So I can go with things like, you know, I can go with a oscillating chain gun, or I can go with a laser beam, particle cannon. Again, I would like to see more variety in those weapons. While there are definite uses, like the chain gun is very good for close range in terms of small enemies, I feel like this could be taken to the next level on this one. So, whoopsies. Shield. How much damage your shield can take before it needs to start recharging. Secondary, as you saw, my secondary fire, my super fire, and the utility. Utility can actually either slow down time, or you actually, you know, invase you in terms of turn you invisible of some sort, not in terms of not being able to be hit. So, skills. Very much like an RPG, you get skill points as you level up, and then you can pay credits to upgrade your ship. You get things from like increasing critical damage to increasing the fire rate, lower the time before shield recharges, to even things like upping the amount of experience per kill, which I'm actually going to be going for in this point. There's also the trade station. Now, this one was first. I missed a bunch of things on it, so obviously you can buy equipment here. And so like I can buy a super cluster grenade. I don't know what it does. It's level 12 and, you know, it's better than what I've got, so I'm going to probably purchase it at this point. There we go. Let's see what it does. Yep, that was pretty good. Damage is increased, radius. Yep, I'm going to take that. You could also sell the equipment that you've got here. I do like the sell all option and sell the junk option here. And I didn't mark anything else, so I can sell them one at a time, but that gets annoying over time. It really does. But one thing to note is that there's an engineering portion. I missed this the first time around. You can actually upgrade or re-roll stats on your ship. So for example, if I wanted to change up the shield at this point, if I wanted to re-roll the extra attributes of an item, or re-rolls one attribute's number in an item, I can pay a couple credits, and then I want to see, let's see if I can get more shield health. Okay, I improved it a little bit for some cost. I can even also upgrade the, oopsies, rarity of it. So I can actually turn this into a rare item, which gives me another stat on it, which is always good. Experience per kill plus 17, hell yes. So again, very nice and very appreciated, because it really doesn't feel like you're really like sort of customizing your ship to go at your enemies. Again, saving, you do have achievements here. Achievements are not my thing at this point. I mean, they've been done. But overall, there's a lot of good RPG elements in this, and you do feel like you can really customize your ship to your specifications. I do want to see more variety in the regular weapons on it, but overall, pretty good. So what it really comes down to at this point is the game worth the price of admission? There are a bunch of problems in terms of the visual issues. You do have a sort of system where you're gonna hit a wall. in terms of you're not going to be able to do this all in one run, in my opinion. You don't gain levels fast enough, even when, you know, going through every zone, and you can only deal with these enemies for a certain period of time. The fact is that as you get better weapons, you'll be able to deal with them better, but at a certain point, your weapons will just be too underpowered at that point. Part of that problem is also the shop is not available within this sort of zone mission structure in terms of the being able to upgrade your ship other than what you find in items, which again makes things a little bit more difficult at this point. But the thing is that you get a lot of content, a lot of, you know, playability out of the game in terms of customization for $5. I think the $5 price tag in particular is where the game really shines in terms of content versus return. I think you do get a bang for your buck for your game if you like these kind of genres. If you like the shoot 'em up genre and you like RPG elements of it, you're gonna like this. Now, will things get repetitive in terms of the fighting? Yes, it will. You're fighting a lot of the same enemies, even though there is a little bit of variety that develops, from what I see at least. And over time, you're gonna want to probably take a bunch of breaks at this point. But it's almost like one of those situations where that's the genre itself as a whole, which, you know, I mean, this is what you're paying for at this point. So overall, I think it is worth your time at this point. If you don't like what you've seen right now in terms of what gameplay that I've shown you, then I'm gonna have to say, yeah, this is definitely a pass for you. But overall, if you do like what you see, you're gonna get exactly what you see on the screen here. And even with little glitches that happen there, the developer was responsive. He did respond within a reasonable time. A specific issue that I found regarding being able to replicate an item, he fixed within the day. So that was good. Overall, I think it is worth a look, you guys. And if you have any more questions, let me know. You can always leave them in the comments below, and I'm willing to answer them. If you did like this content, again, hit that like button, and go give a yes or a no to the review over on Steam. Again, more coverage in terms of being able to get more visibility on a review helps me out, helps me do more content for you guys to show you what games are coming up that you really should take a look at. All right, this is Dragnix signing out. I hope you all have a wonderful day and keep on playing. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have a chance, leave some feedback and comments below. If you liked the video, hit that like button. And if you want more content like this, hit that subscribe button. This is Dragnix signing off, hoping that gaming brings as much fun to you as it does for me.